What's up, guys? It's Nerdology. You've got Adam here, and today I've got another Assassin's Creed video for you, getting back down to the grinder. So, I have here for you a leather Vambrace. This leather Vambrace belongs to, most of you guys know him, Ethan, the King Plays. He was here last weekend, and he left this with me. He asked me to trick it out for him, just make it look Assassin's Creed, weather it out, get it all good looking. I'm going to move out of the light, that way you guys can see a little bit better. And I'm just going to practically take this thing, I'm going to make it look like it came from the Creed and like it has been used in plenty of battles. I don't want to cut it up too much because, well, it's not mine. If it was mine, trust me, it would already look like it had gone through World War I through however many. Hopefully we don't have. But I'm just going to make this thing look like it has been through a couple of really good battles. So I'm just going to go over some of the stuff that you'll want to have. And, well, here we go. Let's get down to it. So first of all, you're going to want to get a piece of leather, cut it out. Match it to the length of your arm. Luckily, my arm and Ethan's arm are about the same length, so it fits on my arm fairly well, so I'll be using my arm a lot for measuring it out. As you can see, I already started some of the stamping process, because last night I tried to do this, and my phone just did not want to go with it, roll with it, none of that good stuff. So, trying this is actually like the fourth time that I've tried to do this. Not today. Today, this is the second time because my sister accidentally stopped it. Yesterday, I was working with my phone instead of my computer, but because my phone didn't want to work, I decided to hit screw it, and now I'm using my computer. So, of course, you know, I already told you guys the leather Vambrace. Booyah Kasha. Thank you very much for the pink lemonade, Georgie. Shout out to Jordan with her channel, Nerd Farm Harris. Go check her out. She only has one video at the moment, but let me tell you, she's going places, I can already tell. So, up next, like I said, leather stamping. This came from an old kit that I had. I just said, to the heck with it, and I'm going to use it to put some design into there. Here I have some water because you can't stamp the leather without getting it wet first. So in order to get it wet, I've got a paintbrush and a makeup brush because trust me, I know almost all of you live with your mom still and guarantee she's got some makeup. Up next, to help cover up over the stamps and to make it look battle worn, I've got my old tattoo pins from when I was doing my Joker costume. I attempted to get that on video of a tutorial, but it just didn't work out too well. So, I've still got some ink left over in these, so I'm going to use those as well. Also, for weathering, I've got some paint. The black dried out on here, but I have blue, green, red, yellow, and white. Chances are, if I use any of these, it'll most likely be the red. Maybe a bit of white, I don't know, we'll just have to see where that goes. Paracord, of course, gotta be able to tie it to your arm with something, right? Also for the weathering process, I forgot, Q-tips, or ear swabs, work really well for spreading out paint and whatnot. So you'll definitely want to have some of these lying around. Also, I have some, Crayola washable kids paint, solid black. And, almost forgot, you're going to have a screwdriver. This is a screwdriver set, and I will actually be using this really fine point one to inlay different designs in there and poke them out. Also, some other heads that I have. This one has a double point. This one has a double point. This one is a star. This one looks like a regular screwdriver head. Let me see if I can pop it out. My sister's lost a lot of the heads already. So there's some of the heads that I might end up using. Also here, oh, I almost forgot something very important. You're going to have to hammer in the stamp onto the leather. So this is just the first thing I could come up with. I know it looks like a crowbar, but my dad calls it a cat's claw hammer because of the flat end here. So I can just stamp it real quick, call it good. Nice, easy, short, and simple. Next, I have, these are 177 pellets for an air pellet rifle that I have. You'll see in the video what I do with those. And then, of course, because you got to customize it somehow, I have logos. I have Green Arrow, because I got Ethan hooked on the show Arrow. I've got Deadpool, because Ethan loves Deadpool. I also have, because his favorite assassin is Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I have the Black Flag Assassin's Creed symbol here. And I also have the Dark Knight. Ethan prefers Batman Beyond, but I wasn't able to find one that would work for this because I needed to have a white background with it. So that's what I have for now. So, without further ado, because trust me, we've all had enough ado. Good one, Adam. Not really, but, you know. I'm going to show you guys how to start the stamping process. So, the first thing you're going to want is you're going to want to get your stamp and your hammer. Yeah, I did. Stamp. I've had it for a long time. Natalie said that I forgot it. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But now you guys know. So, since I've already got it laid out for the most part, I'm going to just put it back into the spots where I had it. And 1, 2. 2 taps. That should do it good. But I just realized that I forgot to put on some water over where I was working. So, brushed in the water. Probably can't really see it all that well, but I did it. And then 3, just because it works. Also, I forgot to add in, you're going to want to have some paper towels. I don't know where they went. They were up there.
Oh, right here.
Oh, there they are. But you're going to want to have some paper towels set aside so that as you go through stamping everything, you can wipe it off real quick. You can see the stamp there fairly nicely. You probably aren't able to see it because of the video, because it's really dark and my camera just doesn't work all that well. But it worked better than my phone. So next I'm going to wet the next spot. Apply the stamp and tap the hammer. Wipe it down. Nice stamp inlay. That worked out fairly well. But I'm going to do it again just because I want to get it in a little bit deeper. Jordan, if you could stop messing around with that, please. Okay. Now, I am pretty darn sure that it is inlaid there very nicely. You can't really see it, but I made sure to get it in there. Next, I'm going to do the next spot. Can't really see where I inlaid the stamp previously. There we go, found it. Give it a good few knocks. Let's see how good it is. It could be a little bit better. Let's do that again. Inlay the stamp, and 1, 2, 3. That ought to work. Okay, yep, that worked out better. I don't know if you guys were able to see that. Chances are my fat head was in the way, so I'm going to try to keep my head back as I do the bottom. I only applied 6 stamps. That way I wasn't taking up too much room. Like I said, I've still got to do pellet inlay. I told you guys about that one. I told you guys that you would be able to see it later in the video. And it appears that some of the paint is actually coming off of my stamp. I had put some paint on there last night just so that it would be a little bit easier to see. It appears that some of the paint is coming off of my stamp and it's laying in on the leather. So hopefully that touch will stay, because I really kind of like it. Okay, hopefully that worked a little bit better this time in means of indenting it, and it did. Thank you for helping me, Jordan, but really I don't need that much help, baby girl. Inlay our stamp, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just for good measure, dry it off, looks really good. And for the last stamp of this one, apply our water, put down the stamp, get the hammer, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, wipe off. That looks really good. So, the next thing I'm going to do, we no longer need the stamp, thank you God. I'm going to take and, what am I going to do next? Oh yeah, now I'm going to try to weather it. So, I've got my black paint here. Whoa, hey.
Wrong one.
Too much light. Still a little too much. Let's go for second setting. Let's try to get it offset from the, there we go. That'll work. Now you can see that a little bit better. I'm going to take this paintbrush here, and I'm going to, Jordan, can you pull it off of there a little bit? They can't really see it. And I'm going to dab some paint from the lid and get a Q-tip.
Sorry.
Going to roll the cotton swab through the paint, and this will help me get a dry brush effect. Then I'm going to take, and I'm just going to kind of run it over the spots where I stamped, and really brush it out. Like I said, it's just a dry stamp, so I don't want it to get too wet on there. I don't know if that light bulb works. Oh, hey, what do you know? There's some light. Alright. Cool. Now you guys can see it a little bit better. And then I'm just going to go over the next step. The next stamp mark with the black. That looks really good. I'm happy with the way that turned out. Get some more paint onto the brush. Roll it off with the same Q-tip. And then do your final top stamp. Now, if you guys don't have the stamps at home, it's not really a big deal. You can go to just about any craft store to get them. And they work really well. Like I said, this is actually a fairly old one that I've had. It doesn't have to be the exact same stamp, obviously. But you want to get something that really looks cool, looks like it would have been used in an era for whatever assassin you are using. So just dry brush, very nice, and brush over. That turned out a little bit too dark than I wanted, so you're going to want to try to overcoat it as much as you can. Maybe get that paintbrush or the makeup brush back out, get a paper towel, and dry it off because chances are it still has the water on it. You can see some makeup on there still. And then just with the fairly damp brush, pull some of the paint away from the stamp. That's only if you really mess up though. And then just continue to do the same process over and over again. Get a new cotton swab because you're still wanting to work with the dry brush effect. Go over that stamp again. Again, a little bit too dark. Go back in with this. As you can see, there are a couple of scratch marks that I think Ethan put there. And the paint is going right over them so you can still see them, which is very nice. I'm going to see if I can put in a couple more scratches as I go. Just to make it look battered and used. Okay, and then finally, we get to do our last stamp. and then we get to move on to something else. Thank you, Jesus, that we made it this far, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Cool. Go over the final stamp. Very nice, very happy. That looks just great. Get rid of that. And then just go over with the makeup brush. Nice and thin, going all around. And I believe that it is time, because of our deal, for you two to go back to cleaning your room. Thank you very much for all the help that you have been. But we did have that 2-hour deal, so your time starts right now. Go, Georgie. Okay, so now that I've got a chair free, I'm going to be able to sit down, call it good, and continue to work on this. Oops, I spilled some water. Next thing you're going to want to do, get one of your pellets, if you decided to use them, and your claw hammer. You're not going to want to do this too much. Maybe just do kind of a nice outside inlay. If you can fit it into your claw hammer, that will work especially well for you. So you might want to just stick it in kind of like that. And you'll want to go just around maybe the bottom and top edges, wherever you would like it. And you're just going to press it in and leave a tiny indent. And you're going to do that a few times. I'm only going to do it a little bit for now. I'm only going to do one set. That way I can get on with the rest of this, because if I did the entire thing right now, this video would probably be a couple hours long. And I hope that some of you have lives. Joking, joking, joking. Always joking. Anyways, once you've got that done, go ahead and do that. If you want to pause the video real quick so that you can inlay your pellet marks, go ahead. And then we're going to move on to the next step. So, I'm going to start by inlaying some of our special designs and whatnot. You're going to want to take and cut them out as small as you can, but without leaving, but you still want to have some of that background there. That way you can file it down and make sure all that goes well. You're going to want to pick a spot. This one's a bit too big, so I might not use it. If I can get a smaller one, I will definitely add that in later. So I'm actually going to start with the Batman one, because the Batman one's going to be extremely easy to do. Real quick, I'm going to run over this with a paper towel just to make sure that it's not still wet. And using the paper towel will help spread out some of the paint. So that looks very nice. I'm very happy with that, how that turned out. Now you're going to want to take and cut out your bat symbol very nicely. Gonna want to box it as much as possible, and then you're going to want to pick a spot where you can put it. I'm probably going to put it right about here. That way I can put my Deadpool symbol right here, have my Assassin's Creed somewhere a little bit farther down here, and I'm going to see if I can make a smaller version of the green arrow. What you might want to do is you might want to take your brush, and hopefully it's still a little bit damp. You're going to want to go and run over the paper on the back of it with it, because if it has any of that paint on there, it will add in a nice paint effect around it. If it's not too damp right now, go ahead, dip it into water, get a paper towel, and do your best to dry it. But you don't want it to be completely dry, you still want it to be fairly damp, and just roll over it again. Then take it, put it in the spot that you want it, press it down as much as you can, and then you're going to want to take and get your screwdriver set out and get your fine point piece. If you don't have the screwdriver set, or you don't have a fine point piece, you can do it however you would like. If you're an actual leather worker, and you know how to do this, then you can go ahead and do it like that if you have a more professional leather kit. But I'm just going to do it with what I have. So you're going to take, and you're going to indent all the little points. Since this is the Dark Knight Batman, it's a lot easier to do it like that. You're going to want to make sure you fill in all the corners, get the bat ears, and all the points. Like I said, it's very important that you do that. And then go ahead and just pull it away. Once you pull it away, you should have a fairly nice setup. However, I shouldn't have pulled it away, because now I've got to make sure that it aligns back up, which I'm going to need some prayers for. So you're going to want to trim it down a little bit smaller if you pulled it away, because, well, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we won't clean up the room.
She has to. Boom. So once you get to about here, should be a little bit easier to get it to line up the way that you need it to. Trying to find, there it is, that point there. And real quick, just go back over it. That way you can make sure that you've got it all inlaid. Make sure everything is even. And then just very lightly go around, and every few places dent it in. Now with these, I'm going to have to do all of the indents, because if I don't, then it won't work in the long run very well. And quite frankly, if I pull the paper away now, which I'm going to have to when I'm done, I might not be able to get it back into the correct position. So just do the best with what you got, really. That's what I always say. And try not to let your piece pull it all the way up, because trust me, it's going to come up a little bit as you go, especially on the top of the wings. I'm probably going to have to go back over this again later and pop in the holes a little bit more on the leather itself without going over the entire paper. Okay, so now I have that inlaid, and the top of that wing. So you guys might not be able to see what I'm doing real well here, but I'm going over the right wing of Batman. And Ethan, really, I hope you like this, because this is taking a lot of time. Holy cow. So if you don't like it, I'm probably going to slap you. And haha, you can't hit me in the dick yet, because, well, our first video ever still has not gotten 60 likes. So suck a dong. This is also fairly nice for leather stitching. If you would like to go in it with some string later, I just might go through the leather with it. But I finally finished inlaying all the points. So now I'm going to very carefully pry it off. And wow, you can really kind of see that bat symbol. So now I'm going to take my black tattoo pin and inlay the points. It's not really wanting to show up. What I might do, what I'm actually going to have to do, oops, I didn't mean to do that. What I'm going to have to do is go over it with a bit of black paint, So I'm going to just barely dip the tip of the brush. Ooh, hey, bottom of that's wet. Into the cap, and just very ever so lightly brush over it. I did that a little too dark, a little too fast. So spread it around as much as you can, and because you don't want to get too much on here. This is a brown leather Vambrace, so you're going to want to be careful how much black you really put on here in the long run. Once you've got it all pretty much covered in the black paint, very thinly, like I told you guys, you don't want to get too much on there. Just dust it off with the paintbrush, pick it back up. If you ask me, I think it looks fairly nice. I'm going to try to push it up into the camera as best I can. I'm going to use this flashlight here. Oops, hey, I dropped it. You guys might be able to see it all that well. Trying to show you guys. Most of you have me on Facebook, so I will try to upload a picture of it on there later, in case you can't see it. But you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to take over it with the Q-tip and apply all that paint on there. Because like I said, you want to be able to see it. Now what I'm going to end up doing, because it'll work a lot better, is I will end up, real quick I want to see you can kind of see it on the back. So all I'm going to do is later on I will go through and I will punch it in as far as I can, and I will take a needle and put some black lace through there. Instead of brown, I'll use black, because then you'll be able to see it a lot better. Next, I'm going to do Deadpool and get that out of the way. So for Deadpool, you're going to want to take, and some of it will be, or actually, yeah, I'm just going to do it in all black again like I did with Batman. Because like I said, it's old, it's weathered, and it's not very pretty. I guess I give it to you. So, like you did with Batman, cut out Deadpool as small as you can get him. And you're going to want to put it in sort of the same angle you had with Batman. And Natalie, I said for you, give her the broom. I said for you to give her the broom. And pop in all the little punches and holes. This one's going to take an excruciatingly long time. So if you would like to just fast forward through this part, go ahead and do it. But I'm just going to do a half of it at a time and call it good like that. That way it doesn't take up too much of your guys' time. I'm just going to do a half of it at a time, like I said. And call it good like that. I'm going to have to go a little bit faster with the indenting here. Go as fast as I can go, but still keep it looking nice. I'm probably going to lace this one in with some red and black, maybe some white around the eyes, just to keep it looking Deadpool, you know? He's the merc with the mouth, but I definitely would not mess with him too much. And this I'm really starting to like. Oops, it moved a little. Just try to get the angle back in there and keep tracing it out. So you got that about done. Do inside here. Like I said, if you want to, if you don't have that much time, go ahead and just fast forward through this. Ethan, you might want to stick around for the entire thing. That way you can see exactly what I did the entire time. But, like I said, if you don't like this, chances are you will be getting slapped, my friend. Because it is taking me a hell of a time. like I said, due to the fact that I don't have any fast-pacing editing, like some people use time-lapse if you have an iPhone or whatever that can do that. I'm, like I said, using my computer, so I've got to go through the entire thing and do it myself. You're on the video. Bad cat, get down. Ethan, you know Callie, yeah, it was her. Pain in the butt. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go through, fill in all the gaps that I did later. That way I have the pinpointed spots for when I am stitching it. And like I said, Ethan, you better like this because of how long it is taking. If you don't like it, I'm going to slap you. And if you don't like that sound, I'm going to slap you on a YouTube video, well, then get your butt back up. Bad cat! No, what are you doing? Knock that off. So what I'll do is I'll probably do the outside here black, this inside here will be red, and then around the eyes I will do a white thread. Like I said, once I'm done with all of this, once I'm done with the video, I'm going to have to go back in and redo all of this stitching, or all of the punching. That way I can get all of the stitches in there and make it looking good, fill in all the lines. And I will post before and after pictures onto my Facebook for you guys. If you don't have it, most of you know Adam Harris. Just go on Facebook, look me up. And it's a picture of the Joker, the new Jared Leto one. I'm working on getting a Nerdology Facebook account set up, but I don't know how long that's going to take. So now Deadpool is all done. Ooh, that looks good. That looks beautiful. I love it. Except for the 3 little indents out there. I'm going to try to fix that later. But I'm just going to fill it in for now. And then, like I said, just take your... Where'd the paint go? Oh, hey, there's the lid. Blonde moment. Dab the tip. And go over it with the black. I don't know if you guys want to hear music in the video. Frankly, I don't care if you guys want to hear music in the video. I'm probably going to end up playing some music later on, because this is going to take a long time, and frankly, I work better with music. And yeah, I know I sound a little congested. I kind of am. It's been quite the heck of a long week. So, there you go. That's Deadpool for now. I'm going to try to dust some of it away with the makeup brush. Without it looking too crappy. That actually looks really good. I'm really proud of how Deadpool especially turned out, because that took a long time. So now, finally, it is time. Hopefully, you guys haven't been waiting too long for this. It's time to get my Assassin's Creed out there. Now, I know this is a really small sign, but I kind of wanted it to be like that. That way, I could make sure that I could fit in everything that I wanted to. I know with the Deadpool, I didn't put in the black paint on the piece of paper like I did with the Batman. But, you know what? Frankly, right now, I don't really care. I kind of want to get this done. Hopefully, I can get it done tonight. But, you're going to want to take and apply your Assassin's Creed symbol right down there, all in the goal and gully. And then, like I said, take all your points first, because those are always the hardest to get done. And then this is another one that's going to take an exceptionally long time, because of how many curves and edges come with the Assassin's Creed logo. However, I love Assassin's Creed enough to the point that I'm going to make sure that this looks beautiful for Ethan, because of how much of a best friend he is to me, and the fact that he's always been there for me. And I'm trying not to sound like a baby. Start crying. Because I love the guy. Seriously, he's like a brother to me. I don't know what I would do without him. God, I sound kind of gay right now, don't I? Don't leave it in the comments if I sound gay, okay, guys? Don't be pricks. Oh, God. The perks of having sisters, I feel bad for those of you that do. But, okay. Almost done with the top part of the logo. And yes, Ethan, just for you, buddy, I will be doing the skull. Because I know that it is part of the black flag thing you got going on. Frankly, I'm not the biggest fan of Edward Kenway. Most of you guys know Ezio Auditore, or however you pronounce it, I'm pretty sure it's Auditore, is my favorite assassin. So, I'm more of the fancier looking Assassin's Creed symbol guy. But, like I said, this is for Ethan. So, I'm going to do my best to get it looking like something Edward Kenway would have. And because of how many stitches are going to have to be in this, sorry dude, I'm probably going to have to skip the skull. Just because of how long it would take me. And I'm actually very happy that this is the last logo that I have to do. And once I get it printed out, I will be sizing it, adding in the red, make it look like it's got some blood on there. Maybe add in a couple of scratches like I said. Even just remember, you asked me to do this. That's all I'm saying about that. Okay, yep, nope, I'm gonna have to leave the skull out for now. Let's see how that... Ooh, that looks pretty good, actually. Could be a little bit tighter towards the edges and whatnot. But it looks pretty good for the most part. Oh, shit. Yeah, I got some water on it by accident. Oops, hey, there's black paint on my knuckle now. Okay. That looks pretty good. Take the black paint over it. Girls, you better be working on your room. Better be working on your room. You only have about an hour left. Honestly, I'm lying. I don't know if they have an hour left or not. I am the black paint. And then, like I said,
Let's get the dirty clothes done because the laundry isn't done yet. But we can get
go switch laundry.
we can get everything else done.
Go switch laundry.
Okay.
I'm going to put some more black paint onto the Assassin's Creed logo here. And brush it off again. Okay, and that's about it for that part. I'm going to get some water onto this paper towel and try to get all the black paint out of here. That way we can do the next step and apply the red. Guys, go back to cleaning your room.
Can we just watch this one part?
Go.
We want to see what you're doing.
Disappear before call mom.
Oh.
Okay. Now, get our red paint out. And like I said, this is going to be another dry brushing technique. Because yes, there is blood, but it's probably been a minute since a battle where blood was spilt. So, get some paper towels out, fold them over nice and tight, and you're going to want them to be standing by. That way, you can get your dry brushing technique looking correct. Oops, I moved that a little. Get some red just on the tip of your brush. Put it onto the paper towel. And just in a few spots, pick somewhere where you want to put that red in. I don't know if you guys can see me applying the red to the paper towel to get it off of the brush some. But I want there to be plenty of blood looking marks on here. But some people don't like that much blood on theirs. They want it to look a little bit more wholesome because they want it to be in a movie or whatever. So really it's up to you, but I think that the blood really makes it look good. A little bit too much red right there. I'm going to have to go in with the makeup brush, thin it out, because you don't want it to be bright red. The battle wasn't that close. It was a little bit ago, you know. So, I think that looks like just about enough blood for this. I'm gonna add in some at the top. Oops, a little too bright again. Yeah, end it into paper towel here. And I don't want to wipe it off, but I want to sponge it off. And then get a little bit over here. Ooh, that's a little bit darker. That looks good. So next we are going to size it up with the string, with my hand-dende paracord here, and call it good. So you're going to want, this isn't a whole strand of paracord, but this is just enough to really get it going. So now what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take it, you're going to want to fit your arm on it, make it look nice and good. Going to want to pull this piece through here, and you're going to want to get it even out, okay? If I had an exact measurement of how much I would need, I would definitely be able to do that, but I don't know how much I need exactly. So I'm just going to apply the entire thing in here. Okay, I'll fit my arm through here. Pull it tight, and then you're just going to have to take and go boom and boom, and I like going right over left, so right over my left, fitting that through, and you're going to want to do this with the entire thing, so you're just grabbing this one again, feeding it through here, and go over it, over the leather instead of through and back over, because it looks a lot better when you do it. Yeah, trying to feed it through here. And pull them tight if you can, keeping in mind that you want to have that X looking part in the middle there. And just keep going with right over left. Oops, what happened? There we go. Pull that back through there. Oops, hey, wrong side. Get through here. And then right over left. Boom, and then just keep going. Oops, hey, got that caught on some stuff. Boom. Oops, don't want to get it caught like that. And the final hole. Finally, we are almost done with this. Pull it through, like so. And boom. Boom! Finally. Voila. So, then you're going to want to loosen it a little, so that you may slip it off. Pull it all out, nice and tight. Slip it off your arm. Yeah. Wow, this one really kind of takes a while. Yeah, slip that over my thumb. Okay, at least we know that there is plenty of string here. You might want to kind of pull it out a little bit so that you can make sure that you have enough for every time you go to take it on and off. You can just take and slip your hand through. Like, that's too tight at the top. Okay. That means I've got to pull some of the string through here, 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 and here, and then open it all up. And come on, baby. Yeah, alright, that will work. So then, what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to take, and you're going to want about this much room in between, and just cut off the rope. Okay, so my little sister's running to grab me a lighter real quick, because you're going to want to cauterize these ends, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. One thing I forgot is some of the scratches, so I will go in and take care of that. I'll add those in, and then I will upload before and after onto my Facebook page. Most of you are on my Facebook page. I'm also going to stitch in the settings here and hopefully find a green arrow one. Once I've got these cauterized, now that I have it the right length, I'm going to...
Lighter?
Oh, thank you.
It's a very large one.
It's an electric too, which I like. Boom. Cauterize these ends. If you are under 13, make sure that you have adult supervision when cauterizing, or just have an adult cauterize for you, because I know that some of you still are a little immature. Donnie, talking about you. Love you, brother.
Love you too, Baba.
Natalie and Jordan said they love you too. So once that's done, boom, chakalaka bing bong. Now, take your arm and slide it through your brand new leather Vambrace that you have just completely customized. Pull these strings nice and tight. As tight as you want it to be. Boom, boom, boom. Ta-da, tiriro. And then, voila. Nice and tight. And then however you would like to tighten them, or to tie them, some people just like wrapping it around the wrist like this, and then wrap like that, and then pull it back down and under the Vambrace here. That's all fine and dandy if you want to do it like that. It's a little bit easier to tie it like that if you ask me. But really, I'm just happy with how it turned out for Ethan. It looks really good. I'm really proud of my work with this. So, I think that it looks just great. Definitely something I wouldn't take into battle because it is just leather, but it does look magnificent. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So now I'm going to have to undo all the lace work that I did putting this in, because now I have it all measured out. That way I can put in all the stitches for this. Nathan, like I said, boy, you better like it. Because this did not take, this did not go by very quickly. It did take a lot of time, as you guys could see. I don't even know how long this video is going to turn out, but I'm very, very extremely sorry for how long it took. I tried to get it done as fast as possible, but sometimes things just don't work out like that. And it's funny, this thing is actually kind of like undoing a pair of shoes. want to make sure it's nice and loose and whatnot. Okay, guys, so that hopefully is the end of this video. This took an excruciatingly long time, but hopefully you guys like how your leather Vambraces turned out. I will be adding a little bit more paint to this, probably putting in the stitches on the emblems, and I will be uploading a picture of it onto my Facebook page. I'm actually going to start a Nerdology Facebook page, so all you gotta do is go check that out, and I'll do a video when I get that page made. So please, guys, stay safe, God bless, and well, definitely don't take this into battle, please. It's part of being safe. But stay safe, God bless. Have yourself a Merry Christmas. I don't know when the next video that I make is going to come out, so I'm just saying it now. Have yourself a Merry Christmas, because quite frankly, I don't care about political correctness or correctly being political or whatever it is. Anyways, have yourself a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this. I know I definitely did. It was a bit of a mess, but hey, in the end, it all turned out exactly the way that I wanted it. So, yep, guys, just be safe, and always remember, I don't know what to say, but just, continue to be a nerd, be who you are, don't let anyone else tell you who to be, and just enjoy your leather Vambraces. Hopefully, I'll be able to get another video to you guys before Christmas, but if I don't, have yourself a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.